What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Lane's Man Cave. In today's video, I will be giving out my NBA Eastern Conference predictions. Let's go. Coming in at the 15th seed, I got the Nets. The Nets look to set for the future after trading Mikal Bridges for 5 first-round picks, but going into this season, I believe the Nets will be the worst team in the NBA. Cameron Thomas should average a lot of points thanks to a heavier workload, and Nick Claxton is one of the league's better defenders. But aside from those two, the Nets don't have much going on, but this will put them in the perfect position to draft their next franchise cornerstone, Cooper Flagg. At 14th, I got the Wizards. The Wizards are bringing back Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole, but when they are considered your big two, you're not moving any needles. They brought in veterans Malcolm Brogdon and Jonas Valanciunas and drafted Alex Sarr, but there's no guarantee that any of them will be on the team after the deadline, except for Sarr, of course. The Wizards are better compared to last year, but that's not saying anything at all. At 13th, I got the Bulls. The Bulls finally went into a rebuild after years of mediocrity, trading Alex Caruso and DeMar DeRozan. They still have Zach LaVine, who at this point in his career is nothing more than a high-volume scorer. The Bulls have a logjam at the guard position. Lonzo Ball is finally coming back, but has not played basketball in 2 years. Josh Giddey was a black hole on the Thunder, and Kobe White and Ayo Dosunmu are coming off good seasons, but may experience reduced minutes with Lonzo coming back, and they don't have any wing depth or any good bigs outside of Nikola Vucevic. At 12th, I got the Pistons. The Pistons were the 15th seed in 4 out of the last 5 seasons, but I believe this will be the year they finally take a step forward. Cade Cunningham is an all-star caliber player, and the Pistons added much-needed shooters around him, bringing in Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik Beasley. Ozar Thompson has proven he can do everything defensively as a rookie and will get better from here, but the Pistons will need to see better production from guys like Jaden Ivey and Jalen Duren. At 11th, I got the Heat. Erik Spoelstra has his work cut out for him this year. Jimmy Butler is heading into his age 35 season and has shown that he is declining. Bam Adebayo is one of the best defensive players in the league. Tyler Hero can get you a bucket from anywhere, and Terry Rozier will be facilitating the team for a full season. Jaime Jaquez had a great rookie season, but he, along with Nikola Jovic and Haywood Highsmith, will need to step up now that Caleb Martin is out of the picture. The Heat have been able to coast through the regular season and make the finals twice in the past 5 years, but that strategy will not work forever. At 10th, I got the Pacers. I know this is a controversial placement after the Pacers made the Eastern Conference Finals and will now have a full season with Pascal Siakam, but the thing about last year's trip to the conference finals is that they didn't beat any fully healthy teams. The Bucks were missing Giannis, and the Knicks were missing Julius Randle and Mitchell Robinson. Not only is the Pacers' defense absolutely horrible, their offense has proven to be unsustainable. The Pacers basically have the same roster as last season, but the teams ahead of them have either gotten or been better. At 9th, I got the Raptors. Scotty Barnes is one of the best young players in the league, and with a full season of not having to share the ball with Pascal Siakam, I believe he will make the leap from All-Star to All-NBA caliber. The Raptors will also have a full season with Emmanuel Quickley and RJ Barrett, who provide plenty of offensive firepower and have proven to be good fits beside Scotty Barnes. While the Raptors still have ways to go until they become serious playoff contenders, they are definitely on the right path. At 8th, I got the Hornets. The Hornets season will completely depend on LaMelo Ball's health, as he has played less than 60 games in the last 2 seasons. But since injuries are not something that can be predicted, here we are. When LaMelo Ball is on the court, he is one of the league's best playmakers and overall offensive players, and we will be able to see more of that connection to Miles Bridges. Brandon Miller had an excellent rookie season and could become a really good sidekick alongside LaMelo, and even though Mark Williams doesn't have a large sample size, his defensive impact is noticeable. The Hornets have one of the youngest rosters in the NBA, and their ceiling is high. At 7th, I got the Cavs. The Cavs will be running it back with pretty much the same roster they had for the past 2 years, but they will need to see an offensive leap from Evan Mobley in order to reach that next level. The Mobley and Jarrett Allen frontcourt has not worked out, and Darius Garland took a step back last year, the Cavs' biggest issue in the Donovan Mitchell era is floor spacing, and they didn't do anything to address that. If the team does not make a deep playoff run, it may be time for the Cavs to consider moving on from their big four. At 6th, I got the Hawks. The Hawks traded DeJounte Murray this offseason, which may look bad on paper, but is actually a good thing, as the Hawks were at their best with Trae Young on the floor and Murray off. Trae is one of the best offensive players in the league, and aside from Luka and Jokic, you cannot name me a better playmaker than Trae. The Hawks got Dyson Daniels as part of the Murray trade, who is non-existent on offense, but that's not what they needed, as Daniels is significantly better than Murray on defense, which was the whole reason they traded for Murray in the first place. Believe it or not, the Hawks were better defensively with Trae and Bogdanovich on the floor than they were with Trae and Murray. This bit definitely seems like a DeJounte Murray hate video, but it's not, and now that he's out of the picture, the ball will be in Jalen Johnson's hands more often as well, giving him the chance to prove that he can be an elite second option. At 5th, I got the Magic. The Magic are one of the youngest teams in the league and have brought in veteran Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, who was impactful for the Nuggets in their championship run 2 years ago. Paolo Banchero made his first All-Star appearance last year, but has his flaws. If he wants to reach that superstar level, he will need to become a better defender and playmaker. Franz Wagner had a good year, but was inefficient. Overall, the Magic have a lot of growing pains to go through, but they have a top 5 defense in the NBA, with Jalen Suggs and Jonathan Isaac as two of the best defenders at their respective positions. At 4th, I got the Knicks. Just a few weeks ago, the Knicks made a blockbuster trade, trading Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo for Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, Cat is an upgrade over Randle, but the Knicks lost that trade, as DiVincenzo was their best three-point shooter by far, and Cat is not a good defender for a big man, which the Knicks needed after losing Isaiah Hartenstein to the Thunder. The Knicks have one of the best starting lineups in the league, which also features Mikal Bridges, even though they gave up way too much for him, but their defense and depth have gotten worse. At 3rd, I got the Bucks. The Bucks are coming off a disappointing season. They started off great until they fired Adrian Griffin mid-season and hired Doc Rivers. Rivers' coaching career is carried by his one championship with the Celtics over 15 years ago and should not have a job today. It didn't help that Giannis didn't finish the season, but as long as Giannis is on the team, the Bucks are finals contenders, and there's no way around it. And even though Damian Lillard is in his age 34 season, he should still bounce back. Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez are on the wrong side of 30, but the one thing that nobody is talking about is the sneaky good signing of Gary Trent Jr., who gives the Bucks a good 3-and-D threat. Doc Rivers gets a pass for last season because Giannis was injured, but if the Bucks don't at least make the 3rd round, Doc may never coach in the NBA ever again. At 2nd, I got the Sixers. Before going down, Joel Embiid was having the best season of his career and was on his way to winning MVP. This offseason, the Sixers let go of Tobias Harris, who was terrible in the playoffs, and replaced him with Paul George, giving the Sixers a 3rd scoring option. Embiid and Tyrese Maxey are arguably the best duo in the NBA, and now Paul George will be able to take some of the scoring and ball handling responsibilities. And they brought in some good rotational pieces like Caleb Martin, Andre Drummond, Reggie Jackson, and Gershon Yabusele. And in 1st, I got the Celtics. There's not much to say here. The Celtics brought back everyone. Yes, everyone from their championship roster, and were far and away the best team in the regular season last year. Spoiler alert, I don't think they will go back-to-back, as it is very hard to do, but that's a video for another day. That's all for today. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.